Today we are learning the true Bible story of a man named Job. Job loved God with all his heart. He tried hard to live a good and honest life. But one day, very hard things happened to him. He lost almost everything. This story helps us understand what to do when life gets really tough. Let's watch and learn together. Long ago, in a land called Uz, there lived a man named Job. He was a good man who feared God and stayed away from evil. God had blessed him with a big, happy family, 7 sons and 3 daughters. He also had many animals, 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 oxen, and 500 donkeys. He had many servants, too. Job was the richest man in that whole area. Whenever his children had parties, Job would pray and offer gifts to God, just to keep their hearts right with God. One day the angels came before God. Satan, the enemy, came with them. God said to Satan, "Have you noticed my servant Job? He is a good man who loves me very much." Satan answered, "Job only loves you because you give him so many good things. If you take everything away, he will turn against you." God allowed Satan to test Job, but said, "You cannot hurt Job himself." In one single day, terrible news came to Job, one bad thing after another. First, enemies stole his oxen and donkeys and killed some servants. Then, fire from the sky burned up all his sheep and more servants. Other enemies stole his camels and killed more servants. A strong wind blew down the house where all his 10 children were together, and they all died. Job lost his children and almost all his wealth in just one day. He felt deep sadness. He tore his clothes and cried. But then he bowed down and said, "God gave me everything. God has taken it away. I will still praise the name of the Lord." Even in his pain, Job did not sin or blame God. Later, Satan came back and said, "If Job's own body hurts badly, he will stop trusting you." God allowed it, but told Satan not to take Job's life. So Job became very sick with painful sores all over his body, from head to toe. He sat in the ashes, scraping his skin because it hurt so much. His wife said, "Why keep trusting God? Just give up." But Job answered, "We accept good things from God. We should also accept hard things." He still did not turn away from God. 3 friends came to comfort Job. At first they sat quietly with him for 7 days because his pain was so great. Then they started talking. They believed that bad things only happen to people who have done wrong. So they kept telling Job, "You must have sinned. Say sorry to God and things will get better." Job knew in his heart he had not done anything wrong like that. He felt hurt and confused. He asked honest questions. "Why is this happening to me? I don't understand." But deep down, he still trusted God. After many days of talking, God finally spoke to Job from a powerful storm. God did not explain why the suffering happened. Instead, he asked Job many questions like, "Where were you when I created the world? Who tells the sun to rise every morning? Who takes care of all the wild animals?" God was showing Job how big, wise, and powerful he is. He controls everything in creation, even the strongest animals. When Job heard this, he felt very small. He said to God, "I am sorry. I spoke without understanding. Now I see how great you are. I trust you." God was pleased with Job. He told the 3 friends they had spoken wrongly about him, but Job had spoken rightly. Then God blessed Job again. and gave him twice as much as before. He received 14,000 sheep, 6,000 camels, and twice as many other animals. He was blessed with 7 more sons and 3 beautiful daughters. Job lived another 140 years. He saw his grandchildren and great-grandchildren, and he died old and full of years. The story of Job shows us that bad things can happen, even to good people who love God. We may not always understand why we suffer. Job's friends thought they had all the answers, but they were wrong. The important thing is this: we can be honest with God when we are hurting. We can ask questions. But we should keep trusting Him because He is much wiser than we are. In the end, God showed up for Job and restored him. This story reminds us God is in control, even when life feels out of control. Our job is to keep loving and trusting Him. What part of Job's story touched your heart? Did you learn something new about trusting God in hard times? Please share in the comments below. If this simple Bible story helped you, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. God bless you. Keep trusting Him. He sees you and He cares.